This episode of the Anthony Review is sponsored by Necromancer's Pride, the fantasy anthology. Go to Amazon.com to get your copy. A story of blood, sweat, blood, tears, determination, blood, determination, blood, determination, determination, and determination. This is the Anthony Review for Whiplash.
The Anthony Review.
Andrew, played by young John Cusack, is a first-year jazz student at a prestigious conservatory and aspires to be a legendary drummer, much like his idol buddy Rich. When Andrew makes the cut for the school's studio band, the militant conductor, played by J.K. Simmons, gives him way more than he bargained for. Now, at first glance, I anticipated a yawn-fest, especially given the very uninviting, somewhat vague poster. But Rotten Tomatoes was like, "No, dude, trust me, you gotta see it." And I was like, all right, Rotten, you've only steered me wrong a couple of times, I guess. I hadn't seen any film trailers, nor had I heard much about this movie. I read briefly just beforehand that it was about a kid at a jazz school with an unorthodox conductor. I was like, wow, sounds so compelling. Well, that facetious voice in my head got punched square in the teeth. Talk about a big frackin' surprise, man. I was like, I was the only one clapping in the theater. That was embarrassing. I want to compare Whiplash to Glengarry Glen Ross, but that would be wrong. I want to compare it to Hustle and Flow, but that would be wrong. However, if you see this movie, you might get why those two films came to mind. One strong principle in writing is that your main character wants something badly, and that thing, whatever it is, if it isn't achieved, is the end of the world for your main character. And that principle guides Whiplash with an extreme passion. The script is rock solid. Between the hard-hitting dialogue and some very surprising moments, I had to put an ice pack on my chin after the movie. You know, from my jaw hitting the floor so many times. The director Damien Chazelle, who also penned the script, truly crafted a visual wonder. From first shot to last, combined with some very thorough editing by Tom Cross. A million applause to both of them. Bravo. Now, while in reality, you won't find teachers as cutthroat and brutal like something out of Game of Thrones, Whiplash strongly conveys the feeling and pressure of conservatories and artistic ambitions in a far more interesting way than a more realistic version of this story could ever be. Just like the end of Argo didn't really go down that way, the feeling you got from it conveyed what the real-life counterparts to those characters felt surviving the actual endeavor. Whiplash is a rarity amongst a collection of rarities. 2014 was probably the very best year in film since 1984. I would recommend Whiplash just as strongly as I would recommend Noah, the other amazing film from 2014 so many people overlooked. Check out Whiplash before it leaves theaters and you miss your chance at viewing it with the full cinematic experience. Please share in the comments any of your own stories about brutal teachers that you never forgot or left an impression on you. And, by the way, if you're into fantasy adventures and want to get into a new and exciting world, check out Necromancer's Pride. Get it on Amazon.com. It's a fast and exciting read, so check it out. Thanks for watching, and go see Whiplash before it's too late.
Review.